Paul Finicum. I'm the tribal conservationist for the NRCS here on the Fort Peck Indian Reservation in Poplar, Montana. My job here is to assist the tribes and tribal members with conservation efforts through our various CTA and EQIP programs.
My name is Robert Magnan. I'm the director of the Fort Peck Tribes Fish and Wildlife Department. This is the home of the Assiniboine and Sioux tribes of the Fort Peck Indian Reservation. The reservation was established in 1886 by treaty, and it's been a home ever since. When we first started the reservation, there was buffalo here, but they were eventually all disappeared. And back in the year 2000, we reintroduced buffalo into the culture of the Fort Peck tribes. Presently, the Fort Peck tribes have 2 buffalo herds on the reservation. One consists of our business herd, and we also have another herd that's our cultural/conservation herd. That consists of Yellowstone buffalo. We have roughly about 340 adult buffalo, and this year we're at 113 calves. They got 2 pens in there. One's 160 acres, the other's 120 acres.
So you think about it, 5 or 6 years ago when this project started, it was 5,800 acres and 68 buffalo?
Right now we're looking at 15,000 acres and 340 buffalo.
Yeah, and actually it's 27,000 acres if you count all 7 pastures. So we've been able to, through NRCS programs, been able to expand the acreage that the buffalo roam on, and as you can see, the grass is in great shape. For the tribe, it's a cultural change back to the way things used to be. And the buffalo was a large part of their livelihood and a large part of their lifestyle. And they're sacred. And so to be able to help bring that back and to make it work in a conservation sense in how we do things and how NRCS does things. And that was their goal from the get-go.
My name's Doug Grandchamp. I'm a range specialist for the Fort Peck Tribes Natural Resource Department. I worked for BIA and the tribes for approximately 32 years, same job. We manage 94 range units within the reservation boundaries and monitor trust lands, make sure everything's grazed properly and not overstocked, manage noxious weeds, and do a lot of different things on the range.
And so we started in 2014 to address the needs on the range units, and what we found is through our inventory process that we didn't have the infrastructure capable of supporting improved management. Buffalo will move through the landscape much more readily than cattle will, and they leave different ecosystems behind. They leave short grass, medium height grass, tall grass. It's really a very dynamic and beautiful system. We've had several universities up here to monitor what the buffalo has done to change the ecosystem, and we're seeing bugs, we're seeing birds that we haven't seen here for 100 years because of the way the buffalo manage their own ecosystem. And so from that point on, we developed a program called the Wildlife Friendly Fencing Program. And it's not really a fencing program as much as it is a range management program. So we've installed a lot of fence since then, about 310 miles.
I see nothing but improvements with this fencing system to where when we first started, when we had this wood, the life expectancy maybe, I might get 20 years. But now that you have that steel braces and gates and corners, that all lives me anytime. That would be 50, 60 years. Water is a very important role for our buffalo herd. And working with our NRCS is allowing putting in these solar power wells in remote areas of our pasture where there's no water, to where now we have plenty of spaces for our buffalo to have water.
In the buffalo pastures, we don't have a lot of electricity, so we've installed 6 or 8 solar wells with tanks, and that was kind of a trial and error because buffalo can be kind of tough on tanks. They kept breaking. It doesn't matter the corral you put around it, we put corrals around them, and so we had to find a system, find a way to, and the rubber tire tanks worked perfect.
We've reintroduced the Miriam turkey on the reservation. Of course, we did the buffalo. We did the swift fox, and now we're working with the sage grouse. We're on a very eastern edge of the natural historic range of the sage grouse, and the tribe was taking a step forward to prohibit any harvesting of sage grouse for anything, and we're trying to restore them back onto the range units. And one of the projects NRCS helped us is help map the areas which vegetation is good for them to graze on. And also, we had problems with a lot of sage grouse wiping themselves out through the fence systems to where they were hurting themselves, so we put on reflectors.
We try to kind of help wildlife much as we could here. EQIP sure helped us with that. The NRCS and the Fort Peck tribes work together pretty much as one. And we kind of depend on Paul Finicum a lot. He's kind of our go-to guy for all our projects.
They're very good partners. We work with several other organizations and partnered up with NRCS was a definite benefit for us.
I think the future holds us delving into other resource issues. So we've kind of got a handle and a plan and a focus on what we've done on the range. We're about 35% done with our goals, but now there's other obligations within our ARMP, within our Agricultural Resource Management Plan, that dictate that we start working on other things like soil health. And so I think that's what the future holds. And I think with the foundation that we have here, it'll far exceed my career that we continue to move forward.